Shambhala Gainesville is primarily a meditation center, so we're here for people who just want to learn how to make friends with their own mind. When we sit down and we're still, our minds are still moving. So then we have a window into, oh, this is going on. How do I get to know this a little better? How do I understand what's really happening here?
Shambhala Gainesville, part of a larger international community, brought to the U.S. by a Tibetan Lama, Chogyam Trungpa. His main teaching called basic goodness. Basic meaning self-existing, goodness meaning qualities of being awake. Meditation helps us tune into that basic goodness. On Northeast 23rd Avenue, we are directly across from the Repurpose Project in a beautiful wood-filled building that has quite a history here.
I just love this building. I can go and practice by myself, but there's something about being with other people who are also sitting, probably experiencing the same things that I'm experiencing, the raging river of thoughts, and we're all working through it together.
We are dedicated to being part of a group, and that dedication to that same group of people gives us that same encouragement to see those itty-bitty transformations grow and grow and grow over time in your fellow Shambhala members.
Trying to find different tools, different ways of managing my anxiety, and the way I feel that has actually helped the most is meditation.
It's about coming back to being in the present. Most of the time we're thinking about what we're going to do in the future, or thinking thoughts about what we did in the past, and it doesn't even have to be that much during the day, but if you practice regularly, you increase the likelihood that you're going to have those moments where you come back to actually being here.
Our state of mind is always happening, and thoughts are constant. And what these practices help us do is recognize what's going on in our mind, having power over our mind as opposed to our mind having power over us.
A person begins to respond and look at things in a more responsive way rather than just emotionally reacting. We have to learn how to be able to express our frustrations without doing physical harm to ourselves and truly not doing physical harm to any other human being.
Meditation could be a walk in the park. It doesn't have to be a very daunting, time-consuming practice.
Shambhala has particular needs. This building really accommodates that. So we have a large shrine room, our main meditation hall, our medium-sized shrine room, which is nice because we can have two groups going at the same time. We have a kitchen where a lot of socializing goes on, and then we even have another kitchen that serves as our what's called an ikebana room. Ikebana is Japanese flower arranging, and Shambhala has a component that has to do with creating an uplifted and awake environment. We are so lucky. We have a backyard here, a wonderful space outdoors where we also at times will be meditating out there, especially during COVID.
We have classes, both Buddhist teachings and Shambhala teachings, which are not necessarily Buddhist, but draw from many wisdom traditions. We have programs that are 5 classes long or 6 classes long.
We have classes that are called meditation in everyday life, contentment in everyday life, joy in everyday life, fearlessness in everyday life, and wisdom in everyday life. We have a basic goodness series of classes that are being offered.
These just help us understand the psychology of our own minds, understand the teachings that have been passed down for 2,500 years.
So we do have a Heart of Recovery group bringing in the 12-step program of alcohol and addiction recovery with Buddhist and Shambhala teachings, connecting with yourself to help deal with trauma and addiction and pain.
It's part of nature. We see things be born and die all the time. So why are we so afraid to talk about it? A little over a year ago, I started a death cafe. 2 hours to come together, to sit down, eat cake, drink tea, and talk about death, whatever was on people's minds. We did that for about a year, and I wanted to move more into some of the Buddhist teachings about death and dying. So I switched the name, we call it now the Death and Dying Forum.
COVID has been a big factor. We were able to get our practices online, so we meditate together and we have book discussions. We even do weekend retreats online together. We've even seen our enrollment go up. So I anticipate going forward that we'll have a hybrid component, and we're looking into what we need to do to accommodate that.
There's just a natural friendliness here. We accept everyone. We're very lucky. And in fact, my wife and I moved here from Jacksonville just because of Shambhala.
We have all different groups that interact with us. We have a very active LGBTQ group that meets every week. They practice together, they study together. We have a people of color meditation group, melanin meditation group.
One of the groups that I am a part of is the Queer and Trans Dharma group. I think it's important for LGBTQ people to have a place to talk about their unique situations in life.
They have very open, non-judgmental views. The work that they are doing here in the community, the fact that they're in the community on the east side of Gainesville, and the fact that they have programs that are open to people of all genders and races, definitely something that I feel very positive about.
All of our doings are on our website, which is gainesville.shambhala.org. Our favorite way that we get support is when people wish to become members. We have dues according to what someone can pay. No one is ever turned away. Fees from our classes, that's a mainstay for us as well. We have people who sometimes feel moved to make donations to us. We so appreciate that. And I love that I have a community here.